Hello, my Sagittarius friends. Welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you are not. And welcome home if that sits perfectly for you. Yeah, today we're here to talk about what's going on in April of 2024 if you are a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or if you know, love, or spend a lot of time with somebody who is. Sharing that energy, doing a little bit of cross-watching is always good. It gives you a little bit of insight, and a little bit of insight is never a bad thing, right? So the other thing I do want to say here in the beginning is that this is a general reading, and it can't and won't resonate for everyone. So please be mindful of what resonates with you and what does not. If it doesn't, please don't pick it up and run with it. Don't try to shove it into your story and make it fit. And if none of these messages are for you and you check your other signs and you don't get any there, grab one of the many pick a card readings on this website, on this YouTube channel. How about that? And see where your messages are there. Boy, I'm just gonna let the cards start talking instead of me. How about that? Okay, you start with emerging into grace. I open my soul to grace, right? And here's the deal. When we're talking about, boy, Scorpio just got this card too. Okay, when we're talking about grace, we're talking about the way that we give ourselves permission to not be perfect, right? It's the way that we get forgiven. It's the way that we forgive ourselves. And it's the way that we simply say, well, it's okay to try, because sometimes we fail and sometimes we learn. And the bottom line is, every time we fail, if we learn, we haven't failed at all, right? So, wow. When we're talking about action, it seems to me as though, I know a lot of Sagittarians, and guess what? You guys like to try stuff. You like to move forward on projects, and then, maybe say, wow, look at you. Maybe say, wow, that's not going to work. I'm just going to give that up. Well, okay. And then what happens to most of my Sagittarius friends is that you get down on yourself, right? You just say, you take that on as a personal characteristic instead of the natural consequence of being a risk taker, right? Some people are risk averse and they won't try a thing if they think they're going to fail. Well, that's okay, but if you never try anything, where do you actually end up? You end up nowhere, really, nowhere. You end up stagnant and inactive and really trying to create something from nothing, right? Wow, Sages, okay. So here's the thing. I have this strong feeling that whatever it is that you're doing is big. It's lovely. It's amazing. Wow. So you're in the process of learning some things, and as with all Sagittarians, if this is you and you're bored, don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything crazy right now. This impulse can take over, right? What you're being advised to do is to stay grounded, right? To stay firmly on the ground, to really trust your intuition, but also to be rooted, not just fiery, right? You have fire and take action in your oracles, but your cards are saying, hold up, are you sure? Are you sure? And if you are looking for an anchor, or if you're looking for a way to really call in, I really want to say divine protection, I think you absolutely can find a way to do that. My Sagittarius friends, I think that you already know how to do that, how to conjure it. And I get a weird feeling that things have been easy for you, like you've been taking the easy road, and that's okay. I think that's really been working for you, in a weird kind of way. Like, I think that that's really feeling good, but I think that what's happening is that you're kind of spinning and you want to try something different. Yeah. And I think that that's okay, right? That concept of self-created happiness, and then happiness that is wider than self-created happiness, happiness that we share with others. These are all real things, right? And so the way that you're looking at conjuring, whatever that is, if you're in the middle of a self-creation cycle, I think that you're interested in stepping out into a co-creation cycle. And if you're in a co-creation cycle, I think that you're interested in moving more toward a self-creation cycle. And the thing is, whatever that is for you is going to be okay. There might be a sense of fear, a little bit of concern, because as a Sagittarius, you probably have a history of starting something and then having it explode, right? It's a very common occurrence when we're talking about Sagittarius energy. But here's the deal. You have an opportunity right now to be in creation of something new, something that's very intuitive. And let's face it, Sag, you guys have one foot in it and one foot out of it all the time. So make sure that that foot that's in it is grounded. And make sure that the foot that's out of it has your eye on the prize at all times, right? And so this new cycle that's coming, literally, it's just a result of, I want to do something differently, right? And I think that in April, what's happening is that you're being asked to cut yourself some slack, and do something new and different that you want to do just because you want to do it. Sometimes you don't always have to have a rationale. You don't always have to have a reason. You don't always have to justify your actions. You can just say, this is what I've been doing. This is what I'm going to try now, right? And if it's aligned with your own, if it's aligned with your core values, if it's aligned with your heart and your soul, and you've done that work to verify that this is your actual calling, and you're moving forward with it, you can take those steps. You don't have to take a jump, right? You can take a step, Sagittarius. It's okay to modify and curate your actions. You don't have to go racing into the void every single time. You can take a step and reevaluate. Take a step and reevaluate. Take a step and reevaluate. You can do that as many times as you want, right? It's not about who blazes the brightest trail. It's about who gets the farthest. And sometimes you have to witness that when you blaze a trail and everything lights on fire and combusts, maybe the key is, don't set it all on fire first. Just take a step, take a step, take a step, right? Baby steps might be your key. They might, right? Because if you jump, you might end up like Icarus. But if you follow your dreams, right, and open your soul to the fact that sometimes progress is incremental, and if you try this and it doesn't work, then you can pivot. But if you go blazing through it, you miss those side quests. You miss the opportunities that present themselves. You miss the intuitive hits like, oh, okay, let's lean into more of this, right? And whether this is a self-quest or whether this is a shared quest, it doesn't really matter. It's a you quest, and that's the way that you get to deal with it, right? So baby steps, my Sag friends, baby steps. Giving yourself grace at every step, right? You can do it. Let me know what it is. I want to know. Let me know how it's going. I really, really want to hear it. Hit like, hit subscribe, come back and tell me, and be blessed. Baby steps. Hear me?